only thing that's worse than this is a Mounds bar.
That is such a fucking wild thing. That is chocolate and nuts. Are you insane?
The coconut.
I love a Mounds bar.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of the Kreature Popcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Lindsay.
And if the stars have aligned just right and you, dear listener, are with us here on the day this episode drops, then I wish you a very happy Halloween. Happy All Hallows Eve.
Happy Halloween.
Even though it's still pretty warm up here and it's not really Halloween. To celebrate Samhain, not just Samhain, but also about a year of spooky podcasting, we're talking about a contemporary classic of Halloween cinema, 2007's Trick or Treat. Not Trick or Treat. We may talk about Sammy Kerr later down the line, but Trick or Treat. This is written and directed by Michael Dougherty. He co-wrote X2, Superman Returns, big blockbuster superhero junk. He'll go on after this to make another holiday classic, Krampus, which I love quite a bit, and we'll probably do later. And then soon after that, he got sucked into the blockbuster territory with these new Godzilla and King Kong movies where they're basically just giant Avengers running around. I fear that we have lost him to that blockbuster system, but I digress. Lindsay, would you like to tell us about Trick or Treat?
Yes, sure. The movie starts out with like a 1950s safety film.
Yeah.
It's like during the spookiest time of the year, there's a few guidelines that all ghosts and goblins should follow. Always stay on sidewalks, never go to a stranger's house, and never go out alone.
And the frame widens into present day.
It's Halloween night. A couple has returned home from Halloween festivities, and it's Emma, who is Leslie Bibb.
Leslie Bibb is back.
Yep. And she's going to blow out a jack-o'-lantern, but her partner, Henry, says not to because it's bad luck. And she's like, says who? And he's like, ancient tradition?
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
And during this time, this movie is ostensibly a anthology flick where we're going to have like 4 separate stories, but they're wildly interconnected.
Right.
And they overlap each other to a degree that every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, that's happening in the background and whatever.
Yes. It is constant back and forth. It will be very, hopefully you can keep up with me.
We'll try. I absolutely adore this movie. Just go watch it.
There's like 5 stories, right?
Maybe 5. So during this time, Leslie Bibb is in a robot costume, like silver painted box costume. He's
an executioner.
Or some, I don't know. He has like, I couldn't quite figure out what he was.
He had the leather collar and the leather cuffs.
But he also had like a holster, like a Han Solo kind of vibe
Maybe
to
it
it.
was
with
something that we just didn't get.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But their front yard is decorated to the goddamn hilt with Halloween decorations.
Yeah, they're ghosts and body parts. And the ghosts are like scarecrow ghosts.
Yeah. And Leslie Bibb is clearly not, like, she's doing this for her man.
Yeah, she hates Halloween.
And she's at the end of the night and she's over this shit.
Yeah.
And while this conversation is going on, we are cutting across the street to a POV shot of someone watching this interaction.
Yeah. So Emma blows out the jack-o'-lantern anyways.
Yep.
And he's like, you should be more careful. There are rules. You might upset someone.
Yeah. Now, he's not being super serious about this, but for the viewer, you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so now our watcher has crossed the street to investigate. Henry tries to initiate sexy time, but Emma wants to clean all the decorations up that night. And
she says her mom's coming in the morning. If she sees this shit, she'll freak.
Yeah.
So she wants to get all this shit out of the yard.
It's a lot, too. Like, this is hours to clean up. It's too much to do in the middle of the night.
In fact, when watching this time, I was like, why on earth would you go this hard with decorations and not stay home to hand out candy?
True.
You know, this is like enticing people to come to your house.
Yeah, we don't decorate
night.
If we're not staying home.
No, because I don't want people to knock on the door thinking they're going to get something.
Yeah.
So I don't even put a lit pumpkin out.
No.
Because I'm not home.
Right.
That lit pumpkin to me is a signal that you could get a candy bar.
Right.
Like the movie says, there's rules to this shit.
There are rules.
Well, that's what I always tell my dad, because he's like, he's Christian, and he veers towards that weird Christian sometimes where he's like, Halloween is the devil's night. I don't want to take it. And I was like, it's just about kids getting candy, but whatever.
It's about way more than that. We'll talk about that. But it doesn't affect your precious little gods everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But he's like, how do I make sure I don't have any candy? I don't want to hand out candy. He's essentially just a grumpy old man. And I was like, just make sure your front porch light is off. I was like, that's the code.
It's code.
Yeah.
If the light is off, nobody's coming.
It's the rules that everybody knows.
Nobody's nefarious. They're not going to. I was like, just turn the light off. Nobody's coming to your house.
It says in the very beginning, this never go to a stranger's house. If that light's off, that's code for like, this is a house that's not participating.
I'm not participating. I'm not in it.
So anyways, okay, so Henry is trying to initiate sexy time. Emma wants to clean all the decorations up. Henry pouts, so Emma begrudgingly tells him to go inside and put on the tape.
Which is such a weird thing in this.
Such a weird thing.
I don't understand. Maybe, okay.
There are couples that probably
I
hate
am
that.
absolutely not yucking anyone's yum, quote unquote. So whatever. But I've never thought of like watching pornography with my partner. It seems weird to me.
It's not weird to everybody.
Okay.
So that's what the tape is?
The tape.
That's what the
it's
tape is.
pornography. Yeah. So then he leaves and she's like, I hate Halloween. She literally says out loud, I hate Halloween. So Emma starts tearing everything down and we see somebody's watching her. She's starting to get freaked out until there's this kid that's standing across the street. He's all black in a mask.
Black hoodie, white mask with blood splatter on it.
she's
He's
starting
just
to
like Michael Myers-ing
Yeah,
her,
and she's really getting freaked out, but this kid is just like staring at her. And then a horn honks and a car pulls up and the kid takes off his mask and gets in the car.
It's like, what took you guys so long?
Yeah.
So it's a total misdirect.
Yeah, it's total misdirect.
She's like, that's scary. And it's just some kid being like, it's Halloween.
Yeah, it's Halloween. And this movie is so Halloween from Concentrate. I love it. This town is a town I want to live in for Halloween. It takes place in a fictional place called
I wrote it down somewhere.
Something Valley, Ohio.
Warren Valley, Ohio. Yeah.
It's fake, but Michael Doty was raised in Ohio. So this is like, you know, his either what the type of thing he grew up with or the type of thing that he wanted.
Right,
Like
yeah.
me. Midwestern.
I mean, it's probably
Halloween.
like a lighter version of like Salem or it's
Sure.
like an Irish town. There's a lot of this shit goes down in Ireland too
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah. I mean, his name's Michael Patrick Doherty.
Yeah,
He's a
so-
very Irish boy.
Yeah.
So.
Not here. It doesn't happen here.
No, I wish. I mean, kind of. I would probably at this point
There's
be
no
all grumpy.
parades or any of that.
I want a parade. Yeah. And we live not far from a pretty great trick-or-treat spot
we do.
from once upon a time. It was bigger
It used to be
once.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be bigger. But yeah. Anyways, Emma's throwing sheets into boxes and then they jump like a jack in the box and she screams, which wakes up Henry. But the porn he's watching, well, he's laying down and he's falling asleep waiting for her.
Yeah, both of these characters are drunk
Right.
from a party.
The
so.
porn is also screaming, so he doesn't realize it's her. And he lays
Shouldn't
back down.
The screams be different?
They should be, but he was asleep when she screamed the first time, and then yeah. So then something small, we see something small is attacking Emma under the sheets. They fall through the fence in front of 3 teen clowns, but all they see is sheets. It's just a sheet wrestling. And
It looks terrifying. I don't know why these boys didn't do it because
they're just staring.
it looks pretty scary. It's a little thing under
Yeah.
a sheet that's covered her.
Yes.
So now it's just two like ghosts
Yeah.
like rolling
Rolling around. And then inside the sheet wrestling, we see a jack-o'-lantern lollipop with a big bite out of it go to Emma's neck and like slice into her neck, and then blood explodes on the sheet from the clown's perspective.
Yeah.
And the clowns turn around and run.
This bit sucker,
Yeah, it's huge.
pumpkin sucker,
It's like a good 4-inch sucker.
will be somewhat iconic
Yes.
imagery for this movie.
Yeah. So the sheet-covered assailant under the sheet drags sheet-covered Emma towards the house. Then Henry wakes up and
Time has passed. On the television, it's just snow.
static. Yeah, and he goes out looking for Emma. There's new bloody body parts hanging from the tree, which he
Yes.
seems to notice.
So Leslie Bibb's character first bumped into these like rubber limbs, and she's annoyed by them. Now
They're dripping blood.
they're dripping blood.
But then a light goes off behind him, so he turns around to the sheet ghost and he removes the sheet slowly, and we see bloody Emma's corpse struck up with twinkle lights on like the frame
Yeah.
that holds up the ghost with a giant lolly stuck in her mouth.
Yeah, it's split open, and then one of the limbs, the limb that he bumped into that was bloody, has her wedding ring
Yeah.
on it. So it's actually her.
It's actually her arm. So then the title sequence, with like a comic book, tells us a lot of stuff from the movie in the title sequence.
Yeah, so little like way back, Michael Dougherty started an animation, and his art school, I don't know, project got online, and it's a 4-minute thing called Season's Greetings that showed a little trick-or-treater dressed a lot like we're going to explain later, being stalked by a shadowy man, and then ending up tables are turned and whatever. That was the origin. That's where Sam first comes from.
Gotcha.
And this movie like was born out of that. So the comic book intros are kind of like hearkening back to his art school days.
Gotcha. It's cute. I thought it was cute. So then we get a little part in the middle of it. We say Warren Valley, Ohio. That's how we figure out where we are.
Yeah.
And then it's Halloween night. And then the comic book ends parts, and we're following a kid down a busy street dragging a pillowcase of candy. And it's all muddy because he's literally dragging it
this
on the
kid's
ground. And
A pillowcase of candy is so delightfully
It's so-
old school for
Yes.
2007.
Well, everything about this is delightfully old school. Like the porn tape is a VHS cassette.
yeah,
Right.
that's what I was like. It was weird to be like, go put on the tape. And I was like, they have, like, he owns
It's-
the
It
porn.
literally has a sticker that says nature documentary
nature-
on
something
it.
like that.
So and then when he wakes up, there's snow on the TV and you clock it because it's a CRT TV.
Yeah.
So it's 2007, but it's just,
So
and
I
it's
have-
not doing that thing where it's like, this is back in 1985.
No, not at
it's
all.
just all the stuff
It's
is
just-
Well,
kind
that's
of-
like, do you guys remember when Napoleon Dynamite came out?
yeah.
Sure.
And you, like, couldn't, I was like, what
What era is it? It was just outside
where
of time.
are we?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I have to say though, like until I moved to Missouri, I had never used a pillowcase to
Oh, that's very much
trick
a
or
thing
treat
here.
Oh.
in my life. We always would
That's
do.
funny.
We either got like a plastic Halloween bag or
Sure.
a bucket, or you got a paper grocery sack from the grocery store.
I mean,
There was no pillowcases. We
It's
never
funny
did that.
'cause
And
we-
like none of my friends took pillowcases.
the Midwest had, of course, all the things. McDonald's wanted you to get a,
Yeah,
the
a
little
big,
buckets.
the big,
You
the
were
Never
like-
old enough. They would never
You-
hold enough.
yeah.
You never.
I would
the
always have,
haul
like,
in the day.
2.
Now when I got
Like,
home,
Yeah.
the pillowcase would come, because when your bucket, you have to carry the bucket for fashion.
Yeah.
But
See-
when your little bucket gets full, you also have to have a pillowcase to be like, dump
We
it
were
in and
all
just
business.
like.
There
We
was
didn't give
also-
a shit about fashion. That pillowcase was not getting full,
yeah,
and so you have the one stop thing that.
Yeah.
And back then, when I was a kid, trick or treating was like abundant. You got candy.
yeah.
Like it was a real awesome thing.
It was so weird for me, and like all my friends have pillowcases, and I think I probably took a paper sack or a grocery sack with me the first time
Yeah.
here, and I was just like, okay.
But see, here it could be raining, and that paper
I
sack
know,
ain't gonna cut
I know,
it.
it was raining, and my dad was, we lived out in the country, so my dad drove us into town to go trick-or-treating. This was the first time, because we'd only been in town for like maybe, not even 6 months, like maybe like 4 months, you know, so we couldn't go trick-or-treating in our neighborhood. There was like 10 houses on our street.
Right.
And they were
to
like
go.
acres apart.
Going into town to trick or treat.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we had to drive into town to go trick-or-treating.
we would trick or treat our neighborhood. My dad would take us to, because it was my dad's job to take us trick or treating.
Mm-hmm.
And this is back in the era when my dad you would get candy at the door, and my dad would get a beer.
Yeah.
The adults would hand out drinks, and my dad would get drunk and then get in a car with us and drive us to other neighborhoods to
Yeah.
trick or treat.
Well, when X
Normally where my grandparents
When
lived.
X was little, I would drive him literally up here to go trick or treating.
Yeah.
You know, because it was a
well,
better neighborhood.
The neighborhood
Yeah.
is famous for trick.
It
Was
was.
famous for
So
Yeah.
you would just park wherever and go trick or treating.
We
and
would do this in our neighborhood, but we had the people who lived across the street from us. They were, God, what's a nice way to say this? They were pretty
Boy.
kind of country, kind of.
Are you saying white
suburban.
trash? Are they white trash people?
I don't want to say that.
I
wanna
hey,
say whatever
that's my
the-
term. I can say
Whatever
that.
the positive version of that is. But they would,
They were cool.
yeah, they would get
They were just
their
cool.
riding lawnmower every year, and they would attach like a little trailer to the back of it and put like hay in it. So you would do like a hay ride.
That's so cute.
And a huge group of us kids, because the people across the street from it was his grandparents. Their grandson was the same age as me in school, so like we knew each other and stuff. And I don't want to be like, this is just a neighbor that just picked up kids and was like, but they would do like a hay ride, so all of us kids would like get in the hay ride, which I cannot stress this enough. It was a riding lawnmower with like a little wagon on the back, and we would like get in and we would go house to house as a group with like the grandpa
all
driving
great
us.
stuff. This holiday is the most important and beautiful holiday that there
it's
is.
very inventive.
That's
very
why
inventive.
I was like, that's why my dad was like, I don't want it. And I'm like, when I think back, I'm like, I have so many cool memories, because it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
You're
everybody.
out at night and you're
Yeah.
And no one's under any obligation to give children
No.
that they don't know candy, which
Right.
also sounds suspicious. And 364 days of the year, we would be like, do not take candy from a fucking stranger. But on Halloween, we're like, go, let's get dressed up and we're going to go door to door.
But the
take
whole poison candy
from
thing,
the
I'm not going into the
strangers.
history of Halloween, but
Yeah.
that only happened once,
No.
and it was a dude killing his own kid
Yeah.
for insurance purposes. So it's like, we create these fucking boogeymen to ruin. Now it's trunk or treat, which I'm not going to go into a whole thing about it, but I feel like that's not as fun.
No.
Whatever, you.
I never did that.
Should I get a riding lawnmower? I don't have any kids or anything, so it would
Absolutely
be
not.
creepy. Put a wagon.
All right, back to the movie.
So we're following this kid down, and
Okay, now, is this the kid from Bad Santa?
I think he might be. I've never seen that
Okay.
movie, but
He just has the curly hair, and he's chubby, and he's large.
Right.
so-
This is the first time we see him. He'll pop up later. And so as he's dragging, we're watching his feet basically.
Yeah,
as
we're
he's walking
watching
down.
it.
And the camera keeps looking up.
It does a couple
at
times.
Characters.
I actually watched this a second time because I was like, is it going to show me all of the characters?
It doesn't.
It does not. And I was curious if it would. And it did
just
not.
shows you a couple. And he's
Yeah.
walking basically into the center of the city where a big parade is going on
Yeah.
or about to go on. The time keeps jumping around in
Right.
this.
So then we get a splash that says earlier.
Yeah.
All right, so there's an actual festival happening in the street. We're at a costume shop, and some women are trying on costumes, and they're talking about how they always travel for Halloween. A little boy is staring, and he's little. He's too little to be doing this. A boy is staring through the gaps in
Right. So
change
we're
rooms.
just getting glimpses of them trying on these
And
costumes.
then while the little boy's looking through, they're showing boobs and bras and
Just
yeah.
bras. I mean,
Yeah.
there's he's just being a little pervert,
Yeah.
and they're talking about their past exploits on Halloween where they get people.
And they go to Florida or wherever. They go
went
to
to
different
San Diego
towns
and got a bunch of sailors, or they went to this place and got these people.
Right.
And it's all kind of coded. You think it's face value right now.
Right. We think it's face value right now. But yeah.
But the boy comes up and is like, hey, there's kids out here.
Yeah, and they all
And
laugh.
this costume shop is just crazy busy.
So then all four of them come out of the dressing rooms at once, and they're all dressed like fairy tales.
3 come out.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sorry.
the 3 come out, and they're Bo Peep, Cinderella, and Snow White.
Yeah.
And they're trying to convince the 4th one to
Lori.
come out, Lori, who is not happy with how her costume's looking.
No. She comes out, and she's like, I feel like a 5-year-old. And she's dressed as Little Red Riding Hood.
And Lori's Anna Paquin.
Yes. Lori is Anna Paquin. And she has an older sister, and she's telling her it's tradition. And I'm like, what is the tradition? To dress as Little Red Riding Hood? Is that the tradition? Or...
Well, that's just it. What are they talking about?
Yeah,
here?
but they don't tell us.
It's already weird that this group travels around for
Yeah,
Halloween.
it is
That's
weird.
not really a thing.
So during checkout, the leader, this older sister, tells the clerk that they're here for a party at Sheep's Meadow and invites him to meet her there.
Yeah, funny little name there, Sheep's
Yep.
Meadow.
So then we're back with the boy from earlier.
Right.
Chubby boy.
So
His name is Charlie. His name is Charlie.
The leader of these girls is very flirtatious, very forward, and says to her younger sister, who's more sheepish, no pun intended, watch me. This is easy. You can get these guys.
Yeah.
And she just goes, hey, when are you off? Come meet me. And he's like,
Yeah,
yes.
he's down for it. Okay, so now we're flashed to the bully type boy, he's damaging jack-o'-lanterns.
The pillowcase boy.
The pillowcase boy. He sees a house with a candy bowl just on the porch, and he goes up there, and there's a note to just take one piece, but he
take one
starts
piece.
taking it all.
There are rules.
There are rules.
That's exactly right.
So the dad of that house comes home,
So this
catches
is-
Charlie.
So Charlie's the boy. He's that stereotypical, he's got chocolate all over his face. He's trick-or-treating alone. And he's got one of those t-shirts that says, this is my costume. So
Yeah.
it's like no effort.
He has no effort, yeah.
He's caught taking all of them by the owner of the house. This is Steven. He's
Steve.
played by Dylan Baker. I love him in this
Yeah,
movie.
he's great.
And he just goes, sit down, Charlie. He's one of these characters that is, he's nerdy.
Well, we learn later
buttoned
that he's
up.
also the elementary school
Yeah,
principal
he's the
or
principal.
something. He's the principal of these kids' schools
Yeah.
that we learn. Yeah.
He's nerdy, but he can turn so fast into being fucking ominous.
Yeah.
And he's just like, that's not good for your diabetes, Charlie. And Charlie starts to take off. He's like, sit down.
Yeah. So,
Charlie's got diabetes?
yeah.
Charlie also has diabetes, apparently. Now we're back to the girls.
So now we're back to the girls, and they're talking about Lori being a virgin, and
She's a 22-year-old virgin.
She's always wanted it to be special.
They're walking down the street during this parade. They bump into...
What is the sister's name? I've got Maria and Janet. What's
I
the
actually
sister's
don't
name?
have
I
it.
don't either.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maria and Janet, they introduced themselves to the news crew that had earlier.
Yeah,
there was like a news.
I was going to
recording.
mention that.
Yeah.
Then I thought, no, it won't come up later. And it absolutely comes up
But,
later.
so Maria and Janet actually introduced themselves to the news crew, so that's how I learned their names and asked them to join the party.
So now the other two girls have got their bows.
Yeah, so every single one has picked up a boy except
What are
for
they, succubus?
Lori. Potentially. So then we're back with Steven and Charlie, and they're sitting on Steven's porch, and Steven's carving a pumpkin with a big knife. And Charlie is weirded out by the whole situation, but
Well,
he's
yeah.
eating candy.
He's eating the candy, and he's almost being like verbally held hostage there as this grown man keeps pulling out other knives. He's like, here, you take this knife. All my knives are dull. He pulls out a new knife, and he's just sitting there.
It's freaky. Yeah, he just keeps having all these knives.
I've used this before to describe people, because sometimes at work I have a couple of coworkers who use knives for things that, like, they're like, oh, I have a hangnail, and they'll like flip their knife out. And like, what it always reminds me of is like an old timey or like a kid's movie where you see a villain and they're just like peeling an apple with a knife and then cutting slices off and eating it off the knife.
Yeah, it is a threat. And I'm going to do the whole line here.
Okay, do the whole line, yeah.
So as they're sitting there, Charlie's weirded out, and Stephen is lamenting what the holiday has become.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and he's noticing that Charlie has pumpkin all over the place, all over his feet. He's like, so you're out here pumpkin smashing and candy stealing. I used to do that too until my father set me straight. Tonight is about respecting the dead, because this is the one night the dead and all sorts of other things are free to pay us a visit. All these traditions, jack-o'-lanterns, putting on costumes, handing out treats, they were started to protect us. But nowadays, and he pulls out that knife out of the pumpkin, no one really cares.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to the beauty of
That's
Halloween.
like the whole point of the movie.
Point of fact, didn't Halloween get really big in the U.S. because that lady was mad because all the kids were going out and like causing a ruckus, so she would have like Halloween
in, like,
parties.
Topeka, Kansas, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the craziness of what Halloween was. The pure like feral children aspect of it is shown in.
It's in Meet Me in St. Louis.
Meet Me in St. Louis.
It's an old musical from
like
with
The
Judy
Purge.
Garland.
Yeah.
It's the early Purge.
No.
Gene Kelly.
Is it Gene Kelly?
I believe so.
Okay, but it's Judy Garland, and it's an old one. There's a scene, because that movie is like 1 year in St. Louis of the year of the World's Fair. And so they go through all the seasons. You get Christmas and Halloween. And the Halloween night, they just like send their kids out.
They lock their kids out of the house.
It's fucking Kids Purge.
Yes,
Yeah, it's Kids Purge, exactly
and they
right.
just like, they smash furniture and they light it
Made
on fire.
bonfires.
And they go crazy. Yeah, it is actually the first depiction of that.
And yeah, one
I've ever
woman,
seen.
I mean, as the story goes, was tired of her garden being fucked up every fucking year. So she started making parties and activities to get these kids focused.
Like bobbing for apple and
the
trick-or-treating and all this kind of stuff.
But there's also, who knows, because there's older
Mayhem
traditions
night.
about like looking at fires and finding your lover that night, which is kind of what these girls are
That's what they're trying to do.
technically trying to do.
Okay, so after that speech, Charlie starts coughing and his belly is making gurgly sounds. And Steven's like, wait, that's right. There's another tradition. Very important. Always check your candy. Charlie starts vomiting, and it's like chocolate.
It is
much.
It is several bouts of chocolate fountain stuff going out of this kid.
It's like chocolate and blood probably at some
Yeah,
point.
it's mixed, because it's very red when the lights
it's
are
very
on.
red later, So until he passes out into Steven's lap, and then Steven just nonchalantly picks up a sucker and sticks it in his mouth and starts dragging Charlie
he
inside.
kind of looks around and then drags his kid's body inside.
And as he's dragging the boy in, he's still gurgling blood onto him. So he gets covered in blood. It's really gross. And then, knock, 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 trick or treat. Steven turns out the light real quick, and then their kids outside are like, we know you're in there. We can see you.
I love this. And from inside the house, we're behind the kids. From inside the house, you hear this, just a minute! Like, he's so frustrated that these kids won't go away.
So Steven opens the door, and he's covered in blood, and the kids start screaming. And then they start laughing. And they're like, great costume, Principal Wilkins.
Yeah, that's all we know. He's the principal.
This is when you find out. Because they know, they have to realize their principal would not be covered in blood, so it has to be a costume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
You can get away with anything on Halloween.
Yeah.
People do several times in this movie.
So there's 3 kids there. There's a girl dressed as an angel, a boy as a pirate, and I have no idea what the third girl is.
She's an alien. She's just like, it's one of those costumes where her head is where the neck is, and then the mask is on top, and it's like a gray alien.
Okay. So the angel girl, her name is Marcy later, we find out.
Yeah.
She asks...
Macy.
Macy.
It's fine.
She asks to borrow a jack-o'-lantern. And the pirate boy starts to notice all the carnage on the stoop.
Yeah, I love the pirate boy's like kind of putting pieces together that something's not right here.
He gets weirded out, but the principal allows the girl to borrow his jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
And
she says it's for UNICEF, and you're like, what's going on here? These kids just want jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah, they just want the jack-o'-lantern. So they leave, and right behind them is another boy, and it's Sam.
It's so beautiful. Okay, so these 3 costume kids are there, and they're clearly costume kids, and they turn, and they one by one go down the steps, and it reveals this tiny scary boy. And this is not a costume.
Right. So he has a potato sack head with button eyes, an orange onesie, complete with a butt flap on the back. And he's dragging a pillowcase.
He's got
full
dirty
of candy.
little hands. And yeah.
And so he obviously trick-or-treats, and he gets his candy. And as he goes down the steps, it sounds like there's an injured cat in his bag.
There's a cat in the bag.
You hear
It's only Folio, and it's like a joke. It's like a throwaway
We never hear
joke.
it again,
Yeah. It's like a last minute, like, let's put that in there. Maybe they shouldn't have. But this is Sam, and he's borderline iconic in Halloween stuff
he
now.
He is now, yeah.
And I just love that it seems like there's the four of them together, and the kids just don't acknowledge him. And, like, he's not with them.
He's not with them.
And almost, like, not seen by them.
Yeah.
Because as he's getting his candy, the kids are gone. They're walking away.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful little reveal.
Right. So we're back with the four girls, and they are getting into the news van to go to the party. But Lori chooses to meet them there. She still has to find her guy.
Yeah, she's going to stay at this parade to find a dude.
So back at Steven's house, he drags Charlie wrapped in a blanket to the backyard, where he has a tarp-covered, pre-dug grave.
A grave.
With a body already in it.
Already a corpse in it.
And then, Daddy, I'm back from trick-or-treating.
Boy, this kid, I love this kid. So from the second story window, how old would you say?
Oh,
Young.
6, maybe?
6.
Yeah. He's
Curly
not that
head,
old.
little
7?
fucking
Yeah.
cherub goes, I'm back from trick-or-treating. And Steven's face just falls.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's trying to get rid of these
Yeah,
weird
so
bodies.
Steven whisper yells at Billy. He's like, Billy, be quiet. You'll bother the neighbors. He's
Goes-
like, go back inside and watch Charlie Brown. And he's like, Billy's like, Charlie Brown's an asshole. He's still yelling because he
Billy,
has no volume control.
language. And I wonder if there's a connection between the Charlie he just killed with the orange shirt and the whole idea that Charlie Brown's an asshole.
I don't think so. So as Steven is burying Charlie, the Jack Russell next door sticks his head through the fence and starts yapping at him.
Yeah.
And so Steven, again, he's trying to keep people from noticing what he's doing. So
obviously, he's burying children.
So Stephen jumps down into the grave and uses his shovel to chop a finger off one of the corpses and uses the finger as a treat to distract that dog.
Yeah.
So he throws it over the fence. And then the neighbor comes outside yelling for, I wrote Spike, but it's actually Spite.
Dude, I don't know.
It is.
Like,
It's in the cast. It's Spite the dog.
Okay, because I thought absolutely the same thing as you. I thought my subtitles were just wrong.
Yeah,
but
you're like,
it is
oh,
Spite.
it's such a funny name for a dog.
I know.
Spite.
Spite.
And of course, our neighbor is this hermit. It's the light off porch.
It's the light off porch, the overgrown
guy.
yard, the whole thing. So he hears Steven and threatens him with his NRA license before he knows who it is. And Mr. Krieg asks him if he's hiding bodies. So, okay,
Yes, so Mr. Krieg is the hermit next door.
So Mr. Krieg's asking Steven if he's hiding bodies. And
As
Steven,
a joke, obviously.
Yeah, of course. And Steven tells him it's a septic acting up, and that's the smell. And
he's like, it smells like a dead whore over there.
Yeah.
This guy sucks.
He's awful.
and we'll get to him.
And meanwhile, as they're having this conversation, one of the bodies underneath, and I don't know which one, has woken up and
it's the first body because it's got a clown
Yeah,
costume
I didn't
on.
realize until later.
Okay.
Has woken up and Steven keeps kicking him back down. Like,
And
trying
this
to
is
get him.
obviously a child.
Yeah, it's definitely a child.
From the screaming and the struggling. This is probably younger than the boy he killed.
Yeah.
It's
So
dark shit.
It is pretty dark shit. Yeah. So Mr. Krieg goes back inside, and as he's going back inside, Steven yells Happy Halloween, and Mr. Krieg says screw you. And then we hear, Daddy, I want to carve the jack-o'-lantern. Billy's back.
You gotta help me with the eyes.
You gotta help me with the eyes. So the clown body has grabbed onto Steven while he's talking to Billy. He's trying to murder the clown with his shovel, keep Billy quiet, and keep the murder from Billy all at once. He convinces Billy to go back inside by offering him like a caramel apple after he gets back in there, and then they'll carve the jack-o'-lantern. But he has a date, so he can't take Billy to the parade because Billy wants to go to the parade.
And he's like, no, that's adult time.
Yeah. So Steven has like planted a tree with a gnome over the bodies.
as we jump a bit.
Now, I've seen that gnome somewhere else. Was the gnome somewhere else?
The gnome was in the yard. He picked it up. Anyway, it's not a big deal. The gnome was just there during all of this burial stuff.
So he's like, he planted a tree over the grave. He's watering it. And then he's really annoyed with Billy. He starts like, Daddy, he's like doing mocking, Daddy, I want to carve a jack-o'-lantern. Daddy, I want to go to the parade.
Daddy, I wish Mommy was still alive.
He's very annoyed with Billy. So then Steven goes back inside, and we see the neighbor next door is banging on the window as he's walking in.
Yeah, the hermit neighbor's banging on his barred window.
And he's yelling help.
He's yelling
and
help.
Steven looks at him and says, screw you, and walks inside.
And something sweeps her and tackles the neighbor.
Yep.
We'll revisit that.
Yeah, we'll revisit that. So inside, Stephen's house, Billy jump scares his dad and asks to carve the pumpkin. And Stephen says, yeah, let's go downstairs. So as he takes Billy's hand, he grabs a knife off the countertop and he hides it behind his back. And it feels like the movie's trying to tell us that he doesn't want his son anymore.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all...
He's so annoyed. Yeah. He's hiding
As
knives.
they walk downstairs, there's a wall in the basement of Halloween masks.
Yes. So Billy is at a table. So we're at the table on the other side. And we're looking at Billy and Stephen. And Stephen is advancing with Billy with a knife. And he puts his hand on Billy's head. And
this kid is so angelic. He's so cute. And as his father's hand goes to his head, he smiles big and does this beautiful upward stare.
Yeah, and he says, let's carve a scary face this time.
Let's make a scary face this time.
And so then Stephen raises the knife as he has his hand, and it shakes a little bit. And then stab.
And
but
then
we close
bloody.
in. Yeah,
well,
it comes on bloody.
And
then we close in, and Stephen wraps Billy's hand around the knife. And then Billy's like, don't forget to help him with the eyes. And we pull back, and it's the head of Charlie.
It's Charlie's head on a Lazy Susan, and they're both carving it together.
Yeah.
There's something about that kid's performance that always is just spot on. How do you get that?
The amount that Dad was hiding from Billy, like constantly like hiding the knife and hiding the graves and all that kind of stuff, to know that Billy was in on it it was a cute little...
Yeah, it's just a misdirect for misdirection's sake.
Yes, it was, 100%. Which was fun, though.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're with the three kids again. So
we're
the
back
angel
with
girl, Macy. They have collected jack-o'-lanterns, and
I love this scene. It's so good.
They ring a new doorbell. They go up to a costume orgy.
Okay, so at their door, it's their teacher, Mrs. Henderson. Uh-huh. Both of these people, Britt McKillop is the angel girl, the Mrs.
They're both from Dead Like Me,
They're
right?
Yeah, both from Dead Like Me. They're both main characters in Dead Like Me.
They're both from Dead Like Me.
Their teacher is now dressed as a sexy black cat.
Yeah.
And she's a normal-ass woman.
Normal woman, yes.
She's a woman that you can see as a teacher and be like, it's not one of these sex pot things. It's just this woman is now being a sexy cat for Halloween. Mm-hmm. It's very hot in this house. You could tell her makeup smeared and she's hammered.
Yes.
And she's like, you kids want a drink?
Yeah.
And the kids are looking past her. And
the orgy in the living room.
Literally just an adult-ass fucking...
party. It's like a party.
Hot costume thing.
What is happening? This town is crazy. The school is not screening people properly. Like, it's fine if this teacher in her free time is, like, having furry orgies, but it's the fact that she ran into her students on the front porch and she must know are underage and is like, come in here, have a drink.
Last episode, you guys were telling me about your gym coach. Can we talk about that again here?
That was before me.
That was before her. It was when I was in high school.
I gotta remember,
there's like a 6-year gap between Jamie and me.
Anyway, the pirate boy raises up his eye patch and just goes, holy shit.
He does, and he's so little.
Yeah. And they turn down the drink. They don't even really want candy. They want her jack-o'-lantern.
They want to borrow a jack-o'-lantern, but she's not listening, and she shuts the door before they even finish talking.
Yeah, the teacher's visibly like, you're no fun, and just close the door on them.
Yeah, the problem is the children.
Well, they take her lantern, and as they're walking away, they're like, what was that? And the kid goes... Coach Taylor was in a hot dog costume, but fucking a pig, I think. And Brent McKillop was just like, Chip, let's not. Let's just not. We're not going to talk about it. Anyway.
So the angel girl, they have 3 pumpkins, 3 jack-o'-lanterns in a shopping cart. And it's almost enough. After
this little exchange about what they just saw happen, a 4th kid, a boy, rolls up with a shopping cart with 3 additional jack-o'-lanterns in it. This boy and his shopping cart was seen in the background at Charlie's intro. I just noticed that this time. So that's another...
I missed that.
Yeah, he's running with
So
the
they're all
shopping
just
cart.
sort of floating around the same town on Halloween night.
Yes, correct.
On Halloween night, at different intersections, all of this stuff is happening simultaneously, which makes me think the next morning they're going to go, the homicide rate in this town is crazy. We need to lock this town down.
What is wrong with this town?
Something got in the water this Halloween night and everyone died.
Right. So Macy says that there's almost enough jack-o'-lanterns, and they go to another house, and it is covered in jack-o'-lanterns.
And they're like, why didn't we just start here?
Well, yeah, I know, but they didn't, so...
Well, they didn't know. They don't know. This is the 5th girl, they don't know her very well.
They don't know her very well. So, unfortunately, apologies, I'm quoting the movie.
We're going to use an R word here.
Rhonda the retard. This is her house. And then actually Macy says not a retard and an idiot savant. So autistic of some sort, it probably.
Yeah.
And like, I actually am like, why? I'm like, this movie is not that old. Why are they still using these words?
Well, it's the VHS thing. It's the whatever. Yeah. Also, idiot savant was a term when I was young that was casually thrown about as not a pejorative thing. I mean, it's very bizarre to call someone an idiot savant.
Because it's almost as if they wanted to say prodigy, but they were like, but also I have to point out
but they're real fucking dumb.
That they can't do other stuff.
Right.
Which is, it sucks. It just sucks. It's just culturally bad, which this movie is talking about.
I mean,
And this young girl is very much, like, almost identical to, like, a 10-year younger Samantha from Stir of Echoes.
Right. I mean, I was just thinking about this, like, too. Like, this movie came out in 2007, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, like, I am pretty sure that me and my peers were still trying to break the habit of using the word retarded at the same time that this movie came out.
You yourself use that term. Like, I'm not throwing shit.
No.
Like I use, as a young man, use the term gay to mean lame.
Yeah.
We got to get out of it.
We got to get out of it, yeah.
And we did. And also, like, I had all kinds of queer, gay people around me. And the disconnect, I never stopped using gay in front of them to mean lame, because in my head, it wasn't a pejorative to any sexual. It had nothing to do with them being gay. I was just using the wrong word.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I didn't mean anything. And I'm sure I made people feel bad, and I was a uneducated asshole, but it really was not an intentional thing.
Sure.
It was just using the wrong fucking word.
Yeah,
because
you're just like, it was in the culture. That's
like
what we were doing, which is, I know we talk about it a lot when you look back on a movie, especially some of the older ones. And
the F-bomb in Bill and Ted, the second Bill and Ted movie is so...
You're like,
I
thought this was
going to be... Okay.
Yeah,
that one.
The one that I can say fuck all day.
Yeah.
Fuck
is fun.
Just that F-bomb in the second Bill and Ted movie just whiplash.
Well, because the whole core of that movie is like, be excellent to one another. And then you're like, you see that and you're like, but we weren't quite that far, because we were like, but except for that's still funny to say and joke about. And you're like, no, it's not.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where are we?
We just met Rhonda. So anyways,
she's
Rhonda's come out
witch.
and she waves at the kids, and then the original 3 kids walk off, and they leave Schrader to woo Rhonda for her jack-o'-lanterns.
Right. So Schrader's the newest boy who came in with the shopping cart.
Macy's like, you're up.
You're up. So this is clearly something performative that they're doing.
Yeah.
And you already kind of know that this group of kids is going to be picking on Rhonda.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They're horrible people. So back in town, in an alley, the Man in Black, which is what they call him in the cast at the time.
We have a new
character. The Man in Black, he's dressed like Zorro. Think Zorro with the leather mask.
With a leather mask. Yeah, we moved down out of this parade into the alleyway where all these people are making out. And at the very end of the alleyway, another makeout session is happening.
Yeah, so he's making out with some girl, and she starts to realize that as they're making, he's like kissing her all over the place.
He's moving down through her body.
And so she starts to realize that she's covered in bleeding bites.
Every time, yeah.
And the man has bloody vampire teeth.
So now we have a
and then
vampire.
She screams and she runs. But the parade is too loud. No one hears her scream. And it's Halloween, so people think that she's in costume because she's covered in blood.
I love
this.
And
then literally, like, they look at her, and then they look at this other group of drinking people.
They're all drinking beer, and they're all covered in blood.
Wounds.
So.
And then we see Emma and Henry. And Emma in her robot costume is like, oh shit, I'm worried about this person. And Henry's like, no, she's just drunk.
And now I'm happy that these motherfuckers died, because a woman literally says, help me. She says the words, and they're like, don't worry, honey, she's just drunk, and moved past. And I'm like, you know what also is really a thing on a Halloween night? Assault.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Man in Black is behind her. He kills her. He leaves her on the street.
He leaves her on the street next to...
Nobody notices.
Next to a couple other people passed out or in various states of being drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this vampire has entered the fray.
Yep.
Also, does nobody care when you walk in and you're just out in public and someone is just passed out in the street, drunk or not?
Guess not.
No, I've been to many St. Patrick's Day parades in this town, and no one cares.
Oh,
I didn't care.
I call for help. I saw a person passed out twice. It's happened. It happened at one of my jobs. I went into the back to take some trash out, and some guy was just back there slumped over, and I was like,
I think it's different.
That is incredibly different than at a giant street party.
I'm gonna call security.
Yeah.
If I found someone passed out at my work, yes, Jamie, I would do something
and
about
then
it.
I saw someone passed out on the side of the street They were face down, and we yelled at them from the car, and then a woman was walking by on the sidewalk, and she looked at him, and she yelled back at us, "He's breathing," and then kept walking. And I was like, that's not enough, because he's not responsive. I don't know. Maybe he's on drugs. Maybe he's drunk. Maybe he's having some other unrelated medical emergency.
Look,
I'm just going to walk away from someone who's just passed out. I'm like, hello? Are you okay?
Our vampire has left a victim in the parade, and we have jumped to...
The kids are walking outside of town, all 5 of them. They're walking outside.
Beautiful.
Rhonda is pulling a wagon with jack-o'-lanterns, and the boy Schrader is pushing the shopping cart with jack-o'-lanterns.
It's out of the heat of the city. The cool blues are everywhere. Fog is on the ground, and they're passing a pumpkin patch. I can't express how fucking Halloween this movie is.
Yeah. So Chip the pirate. He's talking to Rhonda, and she starts talking about Samhain instead of Halloween, because he's like, "You're really into this," and so she like starts spouting facts. And he gets weirded out by how into Halloween she is.
She is a Wikipedia page of Samhain.
Yeah. So they arrive to their destination, which turns out to be a closed rock quarry.
Yeah. It just ends in this crazy fog-filled cliff.
Right. And then the other kids, I think it's Sarah and Chip, right? Sarah and Chip, Schrader and Macy. Okay. So the other kids, Sarah and Chip, are like, "Oh, wait, isn't this where it happened? The Halloween school bus massacre."
And Macy's clearly in charge. She's like, "Don't call it that. I'm telling you the story."
Yeah, she's like very much, "I'm doing this. Don't even interfere with me." And then she's like, "It happened 30 years ago on a late Halloween afternoon."
And we cut back to this beautiful flashback. It's
black and white flashback.
It's not black and white. It's
not?
like almost...
Mostly sepia toned.
It's almost sepia, but like it's
Does
more...
it have that like pops of color thing?
Yeah.
It's rich. It's more saturated than sepia, but they do some
It's
filter.
something to make it look aged. Yeah.
It's like looking at an old 80s like Polaroid almost, but moving. It's fucking awesome.
It's interesting, yeah. So it's a school bus full of different kids.
Okay, so this is
different in quotes here.
And it's fine. This is another anachronistic thing. So the kids in the school bus, there's 8 of them, and they're wearing Halloween costumes themselves, but they're not like 30 years ago. These are the type of Halloween costumes that you see in old black and white photos where you're like, you let these kids...
Where they're like so creepy
They're
looking.
like lipstick on a burlap sack and that type of thing where you see a child doing like a 1930s Halloween costume and you're like, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
that's what all of these kids are.
Yeah.
There's like a Dracula half mask.
Right.
There's all kinds of crazy weird stuff.
Yeah, and she's like, every day the parents put their dirty little secrets on this bus to go to a special school miles out of town.
Right.
But this day, the driver took a different route.
And I love this.
And then there's a vampire kid who has OCD. He's counting the house numbers as he goes. And
as he goes, he's going 3376, 3378. And then when they turn off, he's like, wrong way.
Wrong way.
Because he knows the addresses aren't right.
Yeah.
It's such a great detail.
Yeah. And so instead of taking the kids home, he took them to an abandoned rock quarry. The parents had become exhausted over the years and collected money and asked the bus driver to do the unthinkable. What? The driver starts giving them... So he's parked at the quarry and he starts giving them candy.
He stands up
while he checks the chains strapping them into the seats. Yeah. So they have cuffs on.
Everyone in this town is horrible.
Oh, yeah. Are you clocking what's happening to all the people in this town one by one on this site?
So she's like, it almost worked perfectly. But then the vampire kid, he gets out of his restraints and he goes to the driver's seat.
And he tries to drive,
but he doesn't know how to drive.
It's a school, yeah.
And he drives.
I love that I said it's a school bus. It would be hard to drive, as if this kid doesn't know how to drive.
He doesn't know how to drive at all. Yeah. He doesn't know how to drive, but he tries to drive. In his effort, he drives the school bus over the edge of the quarry.
And it's this beautiful scene watching the bus go forward and then go off the cliff, and then the camera goes forward and follows it down.
And it's really far. Yeah.
Really far and into water.
The driver, who actually escaped the crash.
We do. And they go, no one ever knew what happened to the driver as we're watching him escape.
He was never heard from again. And then she's like, the bus sank so deep, it was never found.
Yeah.
Or the town didn't want it to be found. For all we know, it's still down there, and so are the kids. 8 victims, 8 jack-o'-lanterns. So, we are going to leave them by the side of the lake as an offering for those who died.
Right. Now, it takes a giant mechanical rickety elevator to get down there that Macy insists can only take 3 at a time.
Yes, and her and Schrader and Sarah.
And Sarah go down, leaving Chip the pirate and Rhonda the witch up.
With the other 5 jack-o'-lanterns. And she's like, you bring the rest of the jack-o'-lanterns. We'll send the keys up. So now we flash back to town. And
God, I hate. So it's so funny. I don't know if I said this on mic, but I thought this was more of a straightforward anthology where we just did
right.
Yeah, one story,
whatever.
one story,
No.
one
And
story,
I'm like,
but
I
it's
just want to keep
like,
talking about this story.
Yeah,
but now
no,
we're
it's not
jumping away.
it's not creep show. It is literally
Yeah.
jumping around.
Okay, so we go back
in town. Lori is noticing all the couple. She keeps saying everybody's
Yeah.
coupled up and everybody has special. And you're like, oh, your poor girl, you want somebody. Yeah.
It's so weird to me that she's like, oh, Halloween, the most romantic night of the year, and
Yeah.
I don't have
Well,
anyone.
it's tradition. We don't know what that means yet.
So then she's sitting on a bench by like a museum and notices the man in black, who
Yeah,
notices
she-
her in
She
return.
clocks that vampire.
Yeah. Back at the quarry. The elevator comes back up
Drop
for them.
that plot. Come back for it later.
We do before. Doesn't her sister call before we go back to the court?
Yes, her sister calls.
And just says, "I have a date for you here."
Yeah.
And it's this
chubby baby.
pudgy dude dressed
Yeah.
as a baby.
Yeah. And she's like, he's hideous, isn't he?
Yeah. Anyway, now back.
I didn't feel like that was important.
It's not.
Okay. So at the quarry, the elevator comes back up empty. They write it down. And as the two kids are writing it down, the voices of the other kids carry.
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
When they cut back, there is a howl in the night when they cut from a
Really?
Lori story
Okay.
to
I
the
missed
kids,
that. I missed
and
that.
Rhonda is sitting next to Chip, and she hears the howl, and she just whispers werewolves.
Does she really?
Yeah.
I missed that. Okay.
But
All right. Okay.
after she whispers werewolves,
Okay, so the two kids are in there with their 5 jack-o'-lanterns are at their feet, and they're riding down the elevator, and we start to hear voices carry. And it sounds like the kids are being attacked.
through the fog, the only thing they can see is the 3 lit jack-o'-lanterns that already went
Right,
down.
and we keep hearing all these voices, and it's
There's
it's
wetness,
crazy.
there's struggle.
And then the jack-o'-lanterns start to
One
go
by
out,
one,
by
go
one,
out.
go out. So when the elevator arrives to the bottom, Rhonda exits to investigate, and Chip stays in the elevator. He's too scared. And
Rhonda's like, I want to know what's going on.
yeah, Rhonda tells him not to let the candles go out in the jack-o'-lanterns
they'll keep you
because
safe.
they'll protect him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rhonda gets to the water's edge.
Rhonda has faith in this holiday.
She does, absolutely. So Rhonda gets to the water's
Rhonda
edge.
gonna die. She's
No.
the only nice one.
No. She's fine.
Don't worry.
Rhonda gets to the water's edge, and there's an old school bus in the water, like all crushed up at the front.
It looks awesome. It's like sticking out, and it's one of these
And
things
it's
where
not
you're
really
like,
water. It's water-ish. Like you can tell that the water's receded a lot.
yeah,
There used
and
to
it's
be
like
a,
half in mud.
Yeah.
but it's almost this thing where it's like every night other than this night, that bus ain't there. But
Right.
it has like risen for this
Sure.
night.
So, and then she sees the mask that Schrader was wearing and the mask that Macy had and the wings that Macy was wearing, like shredded and bloody in the edge of the water. So she goes to like lean down and grab the mask, and something crawls out of the muck and grabs her ankle, and she runs screaming toward the elevator. But on the way, she finds Chip, and he's been eviscerated.
Yeah,
And
guts everywhere.
something is chewing on his insides.
There's all these like mud zombies
Yeah.
essentially like coming
And
out.
she falls and she runs away. And in the panic, she loses her glasses. And then the creatures advance on her. And she like hits like a small little ledge, and she falls off the ledge into muck.
hits the back of her head.
Yeah. And then, oh shit, we hear Schrader say. And it's the 4 kids.
All the mud zombies are the 4 kids dressed up.
Yeah.
Rhonda has just eaten shit. She's knocked out.
She's knocked out.
And they're
she
like,
wakes
"Fuck
up and
this."
she screams and she punches one of them. And they tell her it was a trick. And Schrader goes to see her injury, like to see the back of her head while she cries.
During this time, Schrader has been like, "This isn't.
This
going
isn't
to be
cool.
It's
This
not
is not
cool."
He's doing it because of this girl,
This
a
stupid Macy girl.
Macy hates this one girl for a reason.
Because she can immediately see kind of the attraction between the two.
Sure.
Macy's a terrible person.
horrible. And these kids are like max 13. They're dumbass middle schoolers.
This is the kind of thing that if you
Middle
get
school
out
is
of it,
the worst.
the worst.
The worst period growing up, I think.
it's
There's
the
like
kind-
elementary and high school, they're like
They're fine.
they're not always awesome, but like middle school
Middle
is
school is
just
awful.
it's just awful.
God.
And it's the kind of thing that if you got out of this into life and then had therapy, you would talk about this night and break down crying
Yeah.
because of how
horrible it was.
remorseful you were for
Right.
doing something like this.
Right. So as Schrader's like trying to like calm Rhonda down, Chip actually also tries to help Rhonda. And
But Chip's also fine.
Macy won't let him. She like holds him back. You know.
They're trying to say fun times over, and Macy's like, no, fuck this girl
Yeah,
still.
she's cruel. She wants to keep going. So Schrader tells them to pack everything up. They're leaving.
So-
Macy doesn't want to go, but listens. So they're cleaning up, and there's still one jack-o'-lantern lit, but Macy kicks it into the water,
Macy
and
puts the last jack-o'-lantern out.
yep. And then the whisper laughs begin.
Now we have real sounds coming from the water.
Back with Schrader and Rhonda, they hear screams. Schrader actually leaves Rhonda alone to investigate, and he finds the other 3 terrified kids. We have to go. They see a group of shambling figures, and they run. But these 3 kids, when they were pretending to be the ghosts or whatever, they put on like chains and like longer clothes. And so like the shambling figures actually grab Sarah's chains and like yank her back.
Yeah.
And they get to the elevator, but Rhonda has gone inside with the last remaining jack-o'-lantern that was still inside the elevator.
Only Rhonda alone in this elevator with one lit jack-o'-lantern sits there. While
And
all
the gate
other
is
kids
locked, and
are-
they're begging her to
begging
open,
Rhonda to
let him in. And they're like, this is real. This is no longer the joke. But
Rhonda knows.
she's just like, fuck
Rhonda
you
knows
all.
this isn't a joke.
Yeah, so she grabs the key off the ground, and she picks it up and goes near the lock with the key, and then says, fuck you, and
then
hits the
pushes
up
up.
button.
She rides alone
Yeah.
back up as these children
And
scream in the dark.
She waves goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye.
And when she gets out at the top of the elevator, she holds her pumpkin in her arms and just walks dead face towards camera.
And we hear screaming and tearing.
Terror is happening below.
Yeah, and then as she's walking off, we see Sam sitting over there.
And she just passes Sam, who's just sitting there
Just sitting
on
witnessing.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the fence, just
And he
having
walks a
time.
little closer to the edge.
They actually clock each other and then walk in 2 different directions, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So Rhonda's like, hey, avatar of Samhain.
And she's got her protection with her, so.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we're all good.
Yeah. All right, we're back with Lori. Lori is walking through the woods towards the party, and it's kind of cool because they have like covered the path with jack-o'-lanterns on the way. It's kind of neat.
Again,
I like
there's-
it.
yeah.
And someone is following her, and she knows it. It's the man in black. So like she's like, oh my god, I don't have the mood for this. Who the fuck is
Yeah,
there?
she's like, stop.
Yeah.
I know you're back
Reveal
there.
yourself.
Knock it off.
Yeah. So we see it's the man in black. So then at the party, her sister is talking about how she doesn't think Lori can take care of herself. You
Her
know?
mom always called her the runt of the litter.
Yeah. So now we're back with Lori, and the man in black has caught her, and he bites her neck. And then I'm back at the party. It's flashing pretty fast.
We're going back and forth.
Yeah, back at the party, a red-cloaked bundle falls, snap, 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 through the trees.
Just through the trees, and
Yeah.
it's wearing Lori's
Cloak, yeah.
riding hood.
And then, so they go up, they think it's Lori, so they go up to the cloak, and they lift the cowl off, and it's the
This
man in black.
whimpering man.
He's like, please help me.
Help me.
Yeah. And then Lori walks up to the crowd that has come around this guy.
Now,
and
as she walks up, also she's changed, and like her hair's mussed. She's like,
Yeah.
oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. She's a little changed. She's not wearing the cloak. Her sleeves, like, she's more revealed.
She's more revealed.
Cleavage.
Yeah,
she's a little bit more
It's
revealed.
a little more like
She's got blood dripping from her neck.
It's a little more like her sisters.
Yeah.
In costume.
And then she walks up, and her sister's like, what's going on? You're late. And then they're like, what did he do to you? And she's like, I listened to Mary and Janet's advice, and I played hard to get. And then Janet or Mary, one of them is like, well, at least you made it. Do you want a drink?
You want a drink?
And the man in black is realizing they are not going to help him.
Yeah, he's laying there like almost paralyzed.
Yeah,
like
he has a broken leg.
He's got a
and
broken
the
leg, his
bone is
bone's sticking out.
Yeah.
But he's also just laying there like a fish on a dock.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm fucked. I don't know what this is.
Right. So then one of the girls, Maria, she goes up and takes his teeth out of his mouth.
His fake teeth.
And removes the mask, and it's Steven.
It's principal left his kid at home
Yeah.
to play with a decapitated head and
Yeah.
come to the parade.
Yeah. And then he's like, who are you people? And after he asks that, he starts to notice there's dead bodies all around the
Yeah.
campfire.
All the boys that came
And then
are dead.
he starts to scream. Lori comes and sits on Steven and starts removing his shirt as all her other companions start transforming.
So it is a beautiful combination of women taking off their clothes and
And
then
then
taking off their skin.
Like
Oh.
remove their skin like gloves.
So one of them
Yeah.
like reaches down just like the same
Yeah.
action of taking off a shirt, and it's her skin, and under it is
Fur.
matted wet fur.
Yeah.
It's not like poofy fur. It's like what it
Yeah.
would be hidden underneath a wetness of
Yeah.
tissue. It's
Yes.
awesome looking.
It is very cool. Steven screams as Lori basically eats him, and Sam watches.
And Sam is there too.
Yeah. And that's when that Sweet Dreams
And then,
song
yeah,
comes
Marilyn
on.
Manson's cover of Sweet Dreams is playing, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, years later, I'm like, this works. This works here. As they're all like ripping off their skin and howling at the moon.
Yeah.
Our werewolf ladies.
So then we get another time thing. It says earlier again.
Yeah, we're going to jump back.
I'm jumping back. So the 3 clown kids are going up to a spooky house, and turns out it's the
It's the
Mr.
hermit's
It's
house.
the hermit's house. It's dark. It's overgrown. There's
It's
no
very
lights
much is
on.
kind of like because
They're daring each other.
Yeah, these are the slightly older trick-or-treater boys.
Yeah.
And they're obviously daring each other
Yeah.
to go up here.
So they knock on the door, and then like 5 locks slowly unlock, and the door swings open to like darkness. You can't see anything. And then one of them says trick or treat. and then glowing green eyes appear.
So weird.
And growling sounds. And the boys take off running and yelling. They drop all their candy.
As this monster comes running at them.
Yeah. Mr. Krieg comes out and picks up Spite, the dog, who's in costume, including the green eyes are part of his costume.
He's got this weird helmet on that has these glowing, like, alien eyes on it.
He's, like, dressed as a skeleton dog. Yeah. And then he picks up the candy the kids left, takes it inside.
Reverse trick or treat.
Yeah.
And this is real quick. The hermit is played by Brian Cox, who is like professionally curmudgeon old man.
Secession, right? Is that
Secession? Yeah. Okay. Also, Autopsy of Jane Doe, which we might have to do.
We're gonna have to do that. That's a good movie. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes back inside and he's burning photos. I don't know why he picked this night, but he's burning photos.
Well, I know why he picked this night, but I don't know why he picked this year.
This year, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then after he's burning some photos, he's watching TV.
A Ron Popeil infomercial. Oh. Welcome back to the podcast, Ron Popeil.
Wait, where did he show up before?
We were talking about...
We've talked about infomercials.
What's that thing called?
The Gazelle. The Gazelle freestyle.
Tony Little. I remember this.
And then we've also talked about food dehydrators and stuff like that. And rotisseries. That's all.
Infomercials
are the subplot to this podcast.
This is a backdoor podcast talking about infomercials.
Okay. This is an MLM. We're just selling you things.
Tony Little. That's the Gazelle guy.
Tony Little.
Yeah. Okay, so he's watching TV and drinking whiskey right from the bottle, and the dog starts whining and barking, and a gate is banging outside. And then someone eggs his window.
Yeah, eggs are being flung out of his house.
So he gets
a baseball bat.
He gets a baseball bat from the closet. And this is outside. Spite is eating the finger that Steven threw at him earlier in the movie. So now we know where we're at. Full circle in the timeline.
And it's just the other side of that
But we're seeing it from Mr. Krieg's view. So back inside, Spite is barking at the other door. So that was the back door, and now we're at the front door. And so Mr. Krieg runs outside yelling, "Get the hell off my ... But his entire porch and yard is now covered in jack-o'-lanterns out of nowhere.
Suddenly, his whole house is decorated.
They weren't there when the clowns were there. They are there now.
This is a supernatural event.
So now Spite is barking about something else in the house, and we hear footsteps and giggles upstairs. So he grabs his shotgun that he threatened.
Sorry, my notes are getting really sporadic at this point.
He remember earlier he threatened the guy with his NRA license. He also threatened that he had a shotgun over the fireplace. I didn't say that, sorry.
Yeah, he grabbed that shotgun.
He grabs that shotgun, and he goes upstairs to investigate.
The power goes out.
He flips the light switch, and the light bulb blows up. In the sparks, we see Sam shuffle across the landing.
Yeah.
So
and then there is a dog whimpering, a dog cry.
So in the bedroom, there's something under the covers of his bed. He lifts the covers and turns out to be a mechanical zombie hand. As soon as he does that, suddenly a jack-o'-lantern lights on fire, like 2 feet.
A flare is inside of it.
Yeah, and that flames out of the eyes 2 feet above the open.
The entire room is covered in
bloody writing.
Bloody writing that says "Trick or treat, give me something good to eat." Over and over.
Ceiling, everything.
Ceiling, walls,
everything. And then from under the bed, Sam stabs him in the ankle with a chocolate bar razor.
It's a candy bar with a razor sticking out of the top like a utility knife, and he cuts through his Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
It's bad. It shows it. It's rough.
So then Sam crawls out from under the bed and holds up the chocolate and then peels it like a banana with the wrapper so that Mr. Krieg can see the bloody razor blade on it. And that's when he starts freaking out. And then he goes to shoot Sam, but he shoots the jack-o'-lantern instead. So then Sam's disappeared. He starts stumbling down the hall to the stairs, and he trips over his own feet or something.
Well, he falls down
the stairs, and the stairs are covered in broken candy, razor blades, and broken glass.
Yeah, and at the bottom of the stairs, his
hands are shredded.
Hands are shredded. He's just crawling, like he's fucked.
Yeah. So then he tries to leave. He tries to undo the front locks, but his hands are slick and cut up, and he's going really slow.
And he's got so many locks that he can't get through.
And Sam has now crawled.
He's crawled
on the ceiling above him. Yeah, and
I'm glad I didn't watch this.
I think you might like this. Little boy's a fucking little nightmare, but he's also cute looking. Well, hang on, he's not cute looking for long.
He's cute. Well. Okay, so, and he gets right above him, and then he giggles and then falls and attacks him. So they're wrestling around, and he gets Sam off. And he pulls himself up, and like Sam is down for the count for a second. And this is where he pulls himself up, and we're back at the scene from earlier where he's banging on the window asking for help. For Steven's
principal
help.
For help. And then the thing that tackled him is, of course, now Sam.
Yeah. So Sam is attacking again, and Mr. Krieg is able to rip the potato sack off his head. And that's where we see he has a pumpkin skull face.
I never loved this.
Yeah.
I kind of wish either it was a better reveal or we didn't see his face, because the pumpkin is basically a squashed evil jack-o'-lantern is his head. And it reminds me of Pumpkinhead, which like the early...
I mean, I was going to say the Wizard of Oz, but that's cool. Jack
doesn't look that bad.
No, but that's what it reminds you of.
Okay. And I was going to say early like not the monster Pumpkinhead, but like there's a point in the movie where he's an infant that kind of looks like
no, I can see that.
It's just kind of whatever, but it's fine. So this is his head.
It's a pumpkin skull face. Okay. Sam is now chewing on Mr. Krieg's leg. And he has his shotgun and he shoots Sam in the head with a shotgun. And Pumpkin actually is his gore.
No, he shoots a pumpkin, basically. It's just like it shows the wall splattered with the inside.
Yeah, and Sam slides down all the way across the house.
I love that. Also, after the shot, we pull back to a wide view.
It's like a shotgun of the house. The house is door to door.
Yeah, and little Sam body goes and slides all the way across and hits the wall.
The other door, Okay, so Mr. Krieg reloads and then shoots Sam in the belly, and then he shoots him in the arm and his hand falls off.
Yeah, he keeps just killing this thing.
Yeah. So then he goes to call 911, which they put him on hold. And then...
hey, true story there.
Oh, boy.
And then when he connects to 911, right as he's about to talk to them, the cord gets ripped out of the wall. And he's looking around wondering what to do next. You can just see, like, fuck, what do I do now? Going through his head. And then that is when the shot-off hand of Sam stabs him with the razor candy.
Yeah. All the body parts are still moving.
And then the hand walks like thing in Addams Family.
And Sam slowly weaves his hand back onto his arm.
Well, eventually, it comes back. It actually grabs the potato sack first, ties it up with the, like his pumpkin has strings. And so uses the strings of the pumpkin guts to tie the burlap sack up to his own guts. And then his little hand drags it back to Sam. And then the hand gets reattached to the body. It basically attaches itself. And then Sam picks up the sack, potato sack, and puts it back on his head.
You can't shoot an avatar of Halloween and expect it to just go down.
Yeah. So now Sam then grabs a giant, big pumpkin lolly.
Okay, so this is the lolly. It's
and then he takes a bite out of it.
Makes it into that crescent sharpness.
That one that he used to kill Emma earlier. Mr. Krieg then smashes his whiskey bottle to make a weapon for himself. But Sam twists it out of his hand. And Sam uses the lolly to stab a chocolate bar that's on Mr. Krieg's belly. So he picks up this stabbed chocolate bar and takes a bite out of it.
And walks away.
He stops for a second and turns around for one last look. Then the door just swings open and Sam walks out the front door.
And Hermit Man's just sitting there like,
what the fuck just happened? Yeah. And so in the fireplace, we get close and we look and see the photos he was burning. And it was the kids from the school bus massacre.
And
he was the driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dun, dun, dun.
Then we get a splash of the time says later. So 3 little pigs knock on Mr. Krieg's front door.
3 young girls each have a little pig mask on.
He is covered in bandages, arm in a bandage sling.
He's all fucked up, and now he's handing out
peppermints and butterscotch.
Basically the candy that an old man would have who's not prepared to hand out candy, which he did steal candy earlier.
He did. He had candy. He
so he's still being an asshole. He's holding back the good stuff.
Yes. Okay, and then one of the little girls says, "What a great mummy costume!"
Yeah, it's
Mr.
a great
Krieg.
mummy costume.
Yeah. And then we're outside, we're looking at the street. Billy is alone on his step. He's dressed like his dad in the same bloody costume his dad used to be in.
Yeah, the principal's kid is handing out candy dressed exactly like his father.
Poor 7-year-old is alone by himself.
Alone.
Yeah. We see Rhonda pulling her wagon with the jack-o'-lantern in it. We see the girls in the car.
Rhonda with a jack-o'-lantern as she steps off the curb almost gets hit by a car.
Yeah.
And it doesn't faze her. And we pan up to the car and it's filled with the werewolf girls who are now reveling in a good night of eating.
Yep. And then we see Sam is watching.
And by the way, this all happens. This is a repeat of the beginning of the movie.
It is.
Like if you go back, you just don't see the faces.
Yeah.
You see the
car and
the car's wheels, the wagon, stuff like that. So we have gone full circle.
So and we see Sam is watching, and then we see Emma and Henry return home. They live across the street. And we see Sam across the street with his lolly. Mr. Krieg goes back inside.
Well, it's great because Mr. Krieg is just handing out that candy and Sam is looking at him on the sidewalk and he looks at Sam. Some understanding happens and Krieg goes back inside.
He goes back inside and there's a knock on the door and he goes back and opens
the door. He sighs.
He's
going to do this fucking trick-or-treat thing all night.
Yeah, because he was basically tortured to participate in Halloween.
Right.
But so when he opens the door, the mucky creatures from the bottom of the quarry are
All the
all
children.
standing on his front porch.
All the muddy children from the school bus, and the Dracula kid goes,
Trick or treat.
The end.
That's the fucking movie.
I like it. I like the movie's a
It's-
circle.
Yeah, the movie is
Full
a circle.
circle.
Yeah, full
It's-
circle, one night.
It's such a love letter to my favorite holiday. I can't say enough about this. I love this fucking movie.
We used to watch it every
Every
single
year.
year since
was
the
so-
moment we met. Yeah.
It was so funny because I own this on DVD, and every time we do a podcast, I'm like, do we want to wrestle with the archaic technology that we have that plays the
DVDs,
DVDs?
yeah.
Or do we pay a $2 thing
$4 thing.
or whatever it is to rent it? And we decided to rent it this time, and when we went to rent it, we already
own
owned
it.
it.
We had already purchased it.
You already
In
like
2019,
Yeah.
we bought a digital copy.
We, either the DVD stopped working and we realized in 2019 we had to buy it again, or
Or
we were
the
lazy
device.
as shit and didn't want to go down to the basement
And
get
surprise,
the DVD.
surprise, it was October 31st, 2019. is when we bought it. So yeah, I can't say enough about this movie. I love, obviously, this is my favorite holiday. I think this holiday is the most important holiday. It's more important than Christmas. It's more important than everything.
Yeah.
It is this giant awareness. Finally, like everyone is on the same page thinking about one day we will die and trying to reckon with that. Like Christmas is a thing that happens, and some Christians are about a savior and some are about presents and some are about snow. But then some are fucking Jewish and don't do that shit at all. Easter, all of this stuff is some group of people. Halloween is all of us. We put skeletons out because we will all be skeletons at some point. This holiday is about we have just harvested all we could.
Yeah.
And now we are sitting around a fire with our backs to the darkness, telling stories meant to protect us in our darkest, coldest days to come. This is a human holiday. It's not about devils or gods or any of this bullshit we come up with. It's all the thing that we're going to go through, which is death.
Right.
And we're doing that probably alone. And it should unite us. This should be the best holiday to recognize for everything, because it's all about vampires or immortality, zombies are coming back, ghosts are things that can't move on.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Love Halloween.
Do you love this movie?
It's a good movie.
It's
I
good.
enjoy this movie. Yeah. I still enjoy this movie years later.
I thought it was a fun story, but it is definitely based on the gore and some of the imagery that it has. I will not set my eyes on it because it will bother me in a way, but I thought it was really fun to hear the story.
I honestly, I want you to watch it because I think in talking about it, it sounds, there's a joyful tone, and the gore of it is not, it's
not
not
that bad.
rolling in misery.
It's not.
cartoonish in a way that I think is
Yeah,
pretty
everything
fun.
is not as bad.
And
as
it's
it
kind of in your
seems.
face. I love, children die. Children are victims.
Yeah, it was like there's a guy
this
who's
stuff
just like
happens.
murdering. So many kids die in this.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
I'm like,
lot of
I
dead
don't
kids
know
in
there
there.
is a lot of dead
Man.
kids in this. That's true.
So I'm going to end with a quote from Charles Bukowski.
Okay.
We are all going to die, all of us. What a circus. That alone should make us love each other, but it doesn't. We are terrorized and flattened by trivialities. We are eaten up by nothing. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Love each other. Now,
Find your true love.
find your true love and eat them. Do good stuff here while you're here. Before your bones. Hey, do we have a question from John?
Today, we're going to be blind ranking Halloween candy.
What we've done is we've written down 5 Halloween candies, and you have to pull them out at random and rank them 1 to 5.
We're really doing a ranking video right now.
You're ranking them, but you can't, there's no rearranging when you pick the next one. So if you give something the number 1 spot and then the next one you think it's better, you can't. You're locked in. So we're going to rank these 5 candies,
We have to agree.
1 through 5.
Lindsay's not online enough. You know ranking videos?
No, of course not.
There is a TikTok trend where it like auto generates and gives you the thing and you have to rank them on the
Okay.
side, but once you've locked in your answer, you're locked in.
Okay.
So I know what all the candies are, so I've written them down on this piece of paper here and
We're
put
going
them in
to
this
disagree
box
so much.
to have you draw them one at a time so that
Okay.
they will come out at random. So when you read it out loud,
All
when
right,
you
so
say it,
1 is the best and 5 is
5 is the worst.
Halloween taffy.
So
This
between
5 is
1
the
and
worst.
5,
This is a
where do you want
5.
that?
Halloween taffy.
I always feel like there's something that could be worse in these, so let's do 4. We're locked in, remember?
Yeah, you're locked in, so there's
The
no.
only thing that's worse than this is a Mounds bar.
That is such a fucking wild thing. That is chocolate and nuts. Are you insane?
With a coconut.
I love a Mounds bar.
Okay.
I love a Mounds and an Almond Joy.
See, I said we're going to disagree.
What, you wanted a 5?
I wanted a 5.
So nothing
I
can be
probably
worse
would-
than that.
Yeah, I know. This is I would never eat the Halloween
So
taffy.
Halloween taffy is
I would
Snickers.
never eat it.
Snickers between 1 and 4
It's
now.
1 or 2.
It's 1 or 2. I'm going to say 1.
Okay.
What is better than a
No, I
Snickers?
believe you.
Yeah, it's a 1.
Snickers
I
on
don't-
1, Halloween taffy on
do one.
5. Okay, next one.
Skittles. 2.
3.
Ugh.
There's going to be a Reese's peanut butter cup in here.
Yeah, but I still like Skittles better than that.
I get to do
Okay,
something
fine.
now.
3.
That's
Okay, so Skittles is
Reese's.
Reese's, fine.
I'm doing 2.
Fine, do 2.
3. Okay, that leaves just
All
our
right.
4
what's-
spot.
What could it be?
You know, like my favorite Halloween candy is Smarties. Candy corn.
That technically could be 5. But
No.
that's fine.
See, here's the thing. Like, I would eat this before I eat this.
I'm 100% happy with this.
Yeah.
I think we nailed
But
it.
like, okay, so Sweet Tarts, Smarties, Starburst, these are all my favorite candies, and none of them are here.
I don't even know what the fuck Halloween taffy is.
Oh,
It's that like orange and black.
Yeah,
taffy.
and it has
and the
it's,
wax
it's,
paper.
You
Yeah.
never eat it. You never
Yeah.
fucking
You're right.
eat it.
This,
So we've got.
we nailed
So just to
this.
recap, I think you did.
Yeah, we
I
nailed
was
this.
I was hoping that's why I was like I wanted to have them mixed up at random.
Yeah.
So we've got Snickers number 1, Reese's number 2, Skittles number 3, candy corn number 4, and Halloween taffy as 5. I fucking hate candy corn. I would flip flop. I'd eat a taffy before I'd eat a candy corn.
disagree.
Waxy little gross
So we did this.
pieces of
There's
shit.
somebody at my work that does this weird thing where they put salted peanuts and candy corn in a bowl together, and it's pretty fucking good.
Blech.
I wouldn't ever eat candy corn alone, but
Yeah.
if you have a piece of candy corn with like a
If somebody put
palm
a bowl out
of
of
peanuts,
at
it's really
Halloween,
good.
if you put a bowl out of candy corn, I will have 1 or 2 pieces.
yeah,
I'm not gonna.
I would
there.
definitely eat
Any
it
of
before I would.
But
eat
if
the
it,
taffy
if I was
shit.
trick or treating and there were other candies, my favorite candies are unfortunately chocolate is not my go-to.
See,
Okay.
you and John are like that way. I'm like, if it doesn't have chocolate, like, why are we? what's the
Chocolate,
point?
no, like I said, Starburst, Skittles, Sweet Tarts. I love Smarties. They're my so great.
you eat Snickers.
I
all
love Snickers,
day.
but I'm
Right.
not like a huge fan of Reese's anymore. So
Yeah, there is
If
a
it's-
little
if it
wiggly
came
about
down to it,
Reese's.
I don't
It's
think
not
they
specific.
taste. I think they taste different than they did 20 years ago.
Well, everything does.
Yeah,
Everything
and I
is
don't think
cut
they're good
with-
anymore.
Everything's cut with more.
Also,
garbage and
like
less good stuff.
like my stomach and chocolate, they do not like
So
each other
if
no more.
somebody was like, you can have either this Snickers or these Starbursts.
I'm gonna go for the Starburst.
Guys,
Yeah, unless I'm
out of
hungry.
this-
Am I
out of this
hungry?
world.
because the Snickers have nuts. There's some
am I-
nutritional value
Yes,
to a Snickers.
that's true. Am I
There's
hungry?
no nutritional value to like
Yeah.
chemical
That's
blocks
true. Like
of
if I was like
sugar
hungry, I would go for the Snickers. I need a snack. Snickers is so that's why Snickers is number 1 because it is also snack.
It is also-
it is
you're like-
protein.
Protein in there.
There's
No,
something in there I
I'm
will eat. But I
always-
really hate coconut. That's why Mounds. If Mounds was on here or Almond Joy,
Well,
they'd be
we
on the
went
bottom.
back and forth because John was like, let's put Mounds in there. No, let's put Kit Kat. And he was like, no, we need a
Love
couple
me
of
Kit
things.
Kat
He
or
was-
Twix.
I
Love
love a
those.
Kit Kat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. The thing that I always hated when I was a kid that I would always get a lot of in the bag is the fruit flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Those are so good.
I love
What are you
those.
talking about?
fucking hate.
No, they're
lime
so
ones,
good.
vanilla
Yeah.
ones.
Ugh. No, I don't like
There's-
the vanilla. I like the fruit flavors. You got the orange cream
Yeah.
and the
love
lime
those.
and the strawberry. No, I didn't actually learn until I was in my 40s that I liked them.
I didn't learn.
I
that
didn't learn.
Liked
So like, okay,
flavored Tootsie Rolls
no,
until
I
my
really
40s.
did not. Somebody talked me into trying.
This was a hard lesson, guys.
Well, because I'm addicted to high chews. Okay, and
Which is
They're the same
basically
thing.
if it's
very
a,
similar.
If it's a fruit
Chewy thing.
is that a taffy? Is a Tootsie Roll a taffy?
I don't. The
Sort-
Tootsie
it's
Roll
different.
Is,
It's
it's
a
like
different texture.
plasma as far as there's gas, there's liquid, there's solids, and then there's that
Tootsie
weird
Roll.
plasma. That's
Whatever
where
It's
Tootsie
closer
Roll
to a
Tootsie Roll is.
yeah. I mean, technically, they're probably like Laffy Taffy. They're all different types of taffy. They're just different textures. There's softer ones and harder ones. And the Halloween taffy has never been tasty at all. But the fruit flavored Tootsie Rolls, I have learned that I love them because I got talked into trying them a couple of years ago. And I think they're fantastic. So I'm happy to eat them. I
All
don't
right,
like
well,
regular chocolate ones. Those are
If
gross.
candy's not chocolate, I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you all get your candy. This has made me very nostalgic for Halloween. I want to thank you guys for a year of podcasting. I want to wish everyone a happy Halloween. What a great time of year. You have just been haunted by another episode of the Kreature Popcast. I want to thank our producer, Jamie. She'll trick you into a treat at cherrystreetstudios.com or cherry_street_studios on Instagram. Thank you to Kevin MacLeod for all of our music. Our art is made by myself and Lindsay. You can get all of our episodes and our merch and our beautiful focus on the thinning veil between worlds, the cycle of death and rebirth, and the honoring of our ancestors at creaturepop.com. Until next time, happy Halloween, John.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.